Man, just sit there and shut up. This ain't no democracy.
Yes, it is.
No, it ain't. This is the United States. Your ass belong to me. They don't give a damn about you. They don't like you. I don't like you. Nobody likes you.
What's up, guys? Boy, Benny. Just a reminder that everybody's always liked Kamala forever. And there's definitely not video evidence of people being told that they have to applaud for her inside of the White House. These are Kamala Harris's audience. Her supporters are being demanded, like, you better clap.
Stand as she enters the room. You can clap. It's okay.
Okay. Literally, nobody clapped, even though they were screamed at to clap. It's amazing. Inside of the plot to gaslight Americans about Kamala Harris and rewrite her story. This is happening at an insane level right now. Kamala Harris has always been deeply and totally, utterly cringe and unpopular. She is not somebody who knows how to behave like a normal person. She's a power gobbler. She's not authentic or real at all. She uses fake accents all the time. Does like a bunch of fake phone calls, and is now, the real phone calls that are being made, is to demand that news publications that reported the news delete the news they reported about Kamala Harris and totally humiliate themselves. The gaslighting, insisting that Kamala Harris was never border czar or the most liberal senator. Kamala Harris and her team plan to refute that she was ever in charge of the migration crisis on the border, even though Joe Biden put her in charge of the migration crisis on the border in March of 2021. President Biden and Kamala stood together in the state dining room, and Joe Biden gave a whole speech about how Kamala's in charge of the border. I can't think of anybody better qualified. Kamala Harris then decided to never go to the border and to effectively stage, goodness gracious, fake events outside of the border and do nothing, of course, because Democrats need voters, naturally. So this was as close as Kamala came. That's it. She went to a border processing center, but not actually the border. Nonetheless, she was the border czar, but that's not stopping media companies from removing her. Here's Wikipedia. Kamala Harris listed as a border czar. Border czars, Kamala Harris. Wikipedia, this happened this morning. On the same day, removes Kamala Harris as one of the border czars. Incredible. Axios writes this piece. The Trump campaign and Republicans have tagged Kamala Harris repeatedly as a border czar. She never actually held that title. Interesting. Community note here. Axios actually said Kamala Harris is the border czar multiple times. The same author, in fact. Harris appointed Biden border czar. This community note absolutely destroying Axios. Axios has to shut down after this community note. There is no choice. The humiliation is too great. Kamala Harris was never border czar and also never the most liberal senator. This is also something very interesting. GovTrack named Kamala Harris the most liberal senator compared to all other senators. Kamala Harris was even asked about this in an interview whilst she was running for president, and didn't go great.
Different in the policies that you've supported in the past. You're considered the most liberal United States senator.
Somebody said that, and it actually was Mike Pence on the debate stage. But
yeah, well, actually, the nonpartisan GovTrack has rated you as the most liberal senator. You supported the Green New Deal. You supported Medicare for all.
This is the moment when she realized she actually can't get away from the question, and so instead you just like force these type of organizations to delete your entire rating. So they've now deleted the rating. The archive link is still there, but now they've deleted the official GovTrack rating. Very interesting. I wonder why they do that. Media has entered hyperdrive in the Orwellian effort to scrub the inconvenient information about Kamala Harris's existence. They've now taken down the 2019 entry about Harris with the editor note scrubbing the title as most liberal. And now they're memory holing her time on the border an important reminder that Kamala Harris was also in charge of the Afghanistan withdrawal, along with a number of other incredibly unpopular remnants of the decaying Biden residency at the White House. And so that's why it's very important to have ads like this one that actually properly frame who Kamala Harris is, ladies and gentlemen. Brand new ad out from Donald Trump. Meet San Francisco liberal Kamala Harris. How radical she truly is utterly devastating. Watch.
I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her.
You're considered the most liberal United States senator. Well, actually, the nonpartisan GovTrack has rated you as the most liberal senator.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
We are going to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross borders criminals. That's correct. That is correct.
A lot of the signs at the rally you just held were people standing there saying, abolish ICE.
Yeah.
Is that a position that you agree with?
We need to probably think about starting from scratch.
So you support giving universal health care, Medicare for all to people who are in this country illegally?
I am opposed to any policy that would deny in our country any human being public health, period.
Are you for defunding the police?
How are you defining defund the police? It's actually wrong and backward to think that more police officers will create more safety. We need to get rid of money bail.
Convicted, in prison, like the Boston Marathon bomber, on death row, people who are convicted of sexual assault, they should be able to vote?
I think we should have that conversation. I am prepared to get rid of the filibuster to pass a Green New Deal. I have always supported Medicare for all. I was very happy to sign on to Bernie's bill, and I give Bernie, frankly, a lot of credit. There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
3, 2, 1. Good messaging from Republicans. Donald Trump hitting this messaging in his recent rally, talking about how liberal Kamala Harris is. They've been releasing a couple of ads kind of in quick succession here with the same messaging tactic that Kamala Harris is a, crazy cat lady sociopath. And I don't know, man. I think these are going to work. Watch.
If you thought Joe Biden was radical, just wait until you get to know Kamala Harris. She's dangerously liberal.
I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. For far too long, the status quo thinking has been to believe that by putting more police on the street, you're going to have more safety. And that's just wrong.
You're confident this border's secure?
We have a secure border.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals. That's correct.
People who are convicted, in prison, like the Boston Marathon bomber, on death row, they should be able to vote?
I think we should have that conversation.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah.
Is that a position that you agree with?
Listen, I think there's no question that we've got to critically re-examine ICE, and we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's new darling of the party. She 60 Minutes this weekend proudly calling herself a radical, and she's promoting policies like saying that every single carbon emission in the country, every car, should be eliminated within the next 11 years, everything from a 70 to 80% tax rate. Do you agree that she could possibly, in this ideology of the socialist left, could splinter your party?
No, I think that's fantastic.
So yeah, everybody's getting on message, maybe for the first time in history here with the GOP. Donald Trump's first ad about Kamala Harris being a complete and total disaster as the borders are. Go.
Warning. The following may upset liberals who don't want voters to know the truth about Kamala Harris.
If you ever wondered how Joe Biden could get the border so screwed up, remember, he had help. Here's Biden appointing Kamala Harris to be his border czar to deal with illegal immigration. And here are a record number of illegal immigrants, 10 million and counting, flooding over the border after Harris was put in charge of stopping illegal immigration. To be fair, Harris got off to a rough start by ignoring the border.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
I'm here in Guatemala today. At some point, We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
Harris was liberal on illegal immigration before she ever reached the White House. As a prosecutor in San Francisco, Harris allowed illegal immigrant drug dealers to enter job training and have their criminal records wiped clean. One of the illegal immigrants Harris released went on to steal an SUV and ran down a young woman, seriously injuring her. And, of course, Harris backs sanctuary city laws that harbor illegal immigrants, even criminals. She even backs taxpayer-funded health care for illegals, record illegal immigration, special treatment for illegals, taxpayer-paid benefits. And Harris still doesn't get it.
I've been working on this issue for a very long time.
That's the truth about Kamala Harris. She's dangerously liberal on illegal immigration.
But yeah, baby, nothing will top my favorite. The OG, Kamala Harris, wise words from the vice president. This was before the coup against Joe Biden had fully happened, but it's still a banger.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time. There is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
So the importance of community-based is they are, as they are called, they're in the community. People who understand the capacity of the community, the needs of the community, the culture of the community.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been, you know?